let's get things going.
All right.
Welcome to Baptist Hot Ones. We again have a live audience, so let's hear the live audience. Woo! All right. And our contestant today is Pastor B.
What do I win?
You get brownie points.
Back.
Brownie points, just as much as those brownie points are worth. So we'll go through. I've got 8 wings for us to go through, and I've got 8 questions. Starting from a pretty tasty sauce to a very tasty sauce, so just a little more heat. So, you ready?
We'll see how long I last.
All right, here we go. So the first sauce is a Baja barbecue. Take your pick. I'll have the other one. You can have a bite or eat all of it.
Pretty good.
I didn't get napkins, but...
English. All right, I'll go.
All right. Right here.
Oh, sweet.
So, first question. Tell us, or give us your salvation testimony, please.
Oh, that's pretty good. I was 5 years old, sitting at my dining room table. Well, not mine, my dad's, and having family devotions. And my dad was just talking about different things out of the Bible, and afterwards, I repented of my sin of dealing drugs in the nursery. But at 5 years old, I knew I was lost, and then I talked to him and prayed and asked Christ to save me. After the dining room, or after the dinner, and then I just felt like I had a change in my life, like not a great change, but just a change. So I was 5 years old.
Cool, awesome. Moving on to the next one here. This is tiger sauce. So again, probably not good. It's probably more tasty than not so far.
You're looking. He's Pastor Long says want me to.
Well, I think the goal here is to make you break. So
Don't worry.
You mean cry?
Where'd you get the wing?
Buffalo Wild Wings, not a sponsor.
Oh, let's say it's pretty good.
But maybe.
The wings are good.
So, I asked the same question to Pastor Longstein a couple weeks ago. Who is your favorite preacher, and what's one thing that sticks out in your mind that you've learned from them?
Probably Lester Roloff, old-time preacher, and I would say that a couple things stick out. His sincerity, his ability to take kind of obscure passages and make them come alive. In the book of Job, he talked about a horse pawing in the valley, and the point of the thing was that a horse is ready for battle, and he'll go into battle even in a difficult circumstance. But he preached the whole message on that phrase, and I thought it was really good. He preached a message about the humiliation of Jesus out of the book of Acts.
Okay.
And he just has this ability to pull these thoughts out and make a whole message on these thoughts. And then he would sing it like an old guy,
Yeah, sure.
that a cappella stuff that he would sing.
Oh, cool.
Lester Roloff was a good preacher.
Awesome. All right, moving on to the next one, Heartbeat hot sauce. This is another tasty wing.
Or mustard. A little sour.
Not too hot yet, though, eh?
It's not too bad.
So far, so good. When did you first feel called to the ministry? And tell us about when you knew you were called to Zambia.
When I was 7, I heard a lot of guys come through, missionaries come through, and preach about the mission field. And so it was very important for parents to keep their kids in a church that had missionaries come through. And so not just our preacher, but they would have a lot of missionaries come through. And I remember asking my mom about missions and such, and I remember her asking me, what do you think you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be a missionary. But I didn't even know really what that was. I just knew these guys had these cool stories, and they were talking about taking the gospel to other places. And so even though I didn't know a lot about it, I would I wanted to emulate those guys because those are my heroes.
Sure.
When I was called to Zambia, it wasn't until I was in college. It was after a missions trip. I spent 6 weeks in Africa, and then after I came home from Africa, I remember another guy asking me, "So are you called to Africa?" And I said, "I don't know." And he goes, "Well, you went there on a mission trip." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, did you go anywhere else?" I said, "Well, no, I went to Africa." He said, "Well, what's your next step?" I'm like, well, I don't know." He said, "Well, why don't you start going that way?"
Sure.
And just that bit of advice of just take the next logical step, and then God continued to lead me through the next logical step. So
along that vein, I don't have this one written down, but for those other young people who are out going on mission trips and they come back and they get hit with those same questions, do you feel called there? What would be your advice to them?
I would say don't make any big pronouncements and don't make any big steps. Just take one small step in that direction. And as you take one small step, God will lead you in another small step and another small step. And that's how God led me all the way, was just one small step at a time. And then I felt secure and comfortable and safe in that small step.
Sure. Cool. Alrighty. Next sauce is our classic hot sauce.
I've lasted longer than I thought I would.
Yeah, you're doing good. Alrighty.
I hate you.
But I love you.
Well, I know you do.
This is a lot tame. Pretty tame. Alright. What is one thing that you wish you knew before you started deputation for Africa?
That I'd be eventually eating hot wings.
That one gets you.
A little bit.
Don't worry, we got 4 more to go.
So far, so good.
He's not gonna last.
What was the question?
So, what's one thing you wish that you would have known before you started off on deputation?
Probably how to be better off in my finances. And that wasn't because people didn't tell me, but it's just I didn't listen.
Sure.
The practical side of the ministry. It is about surrender. It is about doing what God wants you to do and having a close walk with the Lord. It is those things, but He points you to the practical. And good people came along and said, have a budget, have things in order, but, I was too stupid to listen. And I figured, well, it's all about surrender. Well, it's good to be surrendered, but the bill collector doesn't take. Well, I surrendered. He's like, yeah, but I want the bill.
I want the money.
So
Sure.
To be better off with my finances.
Cool. All right, we're moving on to hurt and habanero.
So far, so good. I'm gonna take the little one.
I'll let you take a little one. I
Take this
kind of
little
figured
one.
you were gonna do that.
All right.
And this, just so you know, Jared, these do have a little more sauce on them than the last couple.
Yeah.
Just FYI. All right.
All right.
That
So
was
far,
not
so
bad.
good.
You're doing a good job.
Those ones I see later.
You're doing a good
Oh
job.
my goodness.
Give it 5 seconds. Wait for it. And got it.
How you doing? Good.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us about the
That's
best.
hot.
Tell us about the best part of full-time ministry. What's your favorite part?
Not this. When I breathe out.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Some milk.
Only 3 more.
The best part of the ministry?
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
Well, I just getting paid to study the Bible. I mean, I can't believe I can, stay at home and study for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or sleep. But
That's what I heard.
I can't believe I get paid to learn it, and that's my expertise. I may not be able to build a beautiful bench or be able to even fix a car. I can do some things, but to get paid to learn the Bible and to be expert in those things, and to whether to go on and learn other things about the Bible, master's classes and so
Sure.
on. But to get paid to learn the Bible and to teach it to other people, I just can't believe I get that privilege.
That's awesome.
It's just wonderful.
Cool. All right, we're moving on to Los Calientes. This one I think might actually be a dip down from the Hurt and Habanero, but I figured we needed to calm a little bit before the storm. So,
I see that they're huge.
well, take your pick.
They seem
You
big.
don't have to eat
Don't
the
matter.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Little skilly, man.
What is this called?
This one's called Los Calientes.
You just gotta
That
get
means
to the last
hot.
one.
The hot.
The hot. The hots.
Mm-hmm.
Bites are getting smaller.
Yeah, a lot of meat in that bill.
He said. He
So-
said.
You doing good?
Yeah.
All right. This one's a very, I'd say, open-ended. It allows for a lot of interpretation on your end. Please tell us a joke.
That was not less.
Please tell us a joke.
That was not less than the other one.
It actually wasn't. I thought it was going to be, but it's not.
It is not. Yes, it is.
You're doing good.
You're doing
You're
good.
doing a great
Two
job.
more, man.
Tell us a joke.
I do not remember any joke.
Losing it.
I do not remember.
Nothing.
The three-legged dog goes into the post office and says, "Are you the guy that shot my paw?"
There you go. That's all I needed. Good
That's all I
job.
know.
All right. That was getting hot.
That is about my limit. And my
All right.
lips are burning.
Well, we got Ghost Pepper next.
Oh my goodness! It goes like this.
Yeah, it's gonna take a. I'll let you take the lighter one.
If I eat this, it's gonna be the last one.
One more. You're there. Almost there.
Got it. Drink some
I'll
milk
get covered.
if you need to. Hey, we got 2 more questions. You can make it.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm. So, tonight we discussed Onesimus and Philemon and Paul. And Paul's charge to, or his discussion and how Philemon should treat Onesimus. So, if you could please, I've got a challenge for you. Can you please give us a 3-point outline for a message on forgiveness? And I'll give you extra points if you can alliterate it. On the spot. Yep.
I will not forgive you. I refuse to forgive you.
I will need more napkins if you could. More napkins. That one was good. It was spicier than a couple weeks ago.
Like licking his finger.
You gave me 2.
Okay. A what?
A 3-point outline for a message on forgiveness.
A 3-point outline forgiveness? Okay. First of all, there has to be a real offense. You can't forgive somebody unless they really offended you. Number 2, it must be expressed to them. And so you can't just forgive them in your heart. You actually have to tell them you forgave them. And then number 3, it can't be carried.
Sure.
So once you forgive them, it's done. Once you put it down, don't pick it up again.
Look at that.
I have no idea how to alliterate that.
That's
my
okay. We got it. So, we are on to the last dab. The final
Put some fresh stuff.
wing.
Yeah.
This is better than last time. So, I will do this, but you do not have to. That's the tradition of the show. I'm going to put a little extra on my wing. And you're welcome to put a little extra on yours if you want. I'm assuming you're probably not going to.
No, I probably not.
So let's take a little bit more. And I've got one last question. One last argument for you. All right. Here we go.
Last one.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. You've made it to the last wing. The last question.
Later stuff.
Please make a case for why the NFL should keep the Browns in the league.
Come on, don't.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, my goodness.
So why shouldn't the Browns be relegated to the
Pepper
CFL.
X.
I don't know what to say.
Pepper X.
Woo!
Oh my goodness!
Don't, whatever you do, don't touch your eyes.
Yeah.
You got milk. You got water if you need it.
Whoa!
So we're just going to allow the Browns to go up in the CFL.
Who else is gonna hit one of those?
Jared took one. Those in our audience, there's 2 left.
I have to talk to people now.
Alright, come on up here.
Piece of chicken.
This is good.
I can't even.
He did a really good job.
I can't
guys.
even form words. I can't move my tongue. I can't move my tongue.
He did a really good job. Feel free to drink some milk, it will help.
I can't move my tongue.
No one can ever talk down to you.
I can't move my tongue. It's like stiff.
It is.
Ah!
That goes into cardiac arrest.
We don't have paramedics standing by.
Yeah.
The building is bleeding. Ah!
Walk around if you need to. We'll let that last question go.
You were not doing this last week. You acted like it was nothing.
Because we cut it off.
Oh my goodness.
I'm crying.
Oh,
Oh, that's so
I'm
funny.
getting lightheaded.
Yeah.
Can you answer the question?
What? Whoa. I did it! I did it!
Good job.
I think I'm getting lightheaded.
That's the endorphins kicking in.
What does it say? I can't read it. What does it say?
Glasses are fun.
The hottest sauce on Hot Ones cranks the spice levels even higher with this triple X rated version of the last dab.
Please have paramedics standing by.
So, 3 distinct strains of Smokin' Ed Curry's most infamous chili, Pepper X, Chocolate Pepper X, the Peach Pepper X, and just regular Pepper X combined to smoke out guests and fans alike. Add a dab to your favorite foods
Right there.
and live and live the Hot Ones tradition.
Cover the
Oh yeah. If I can, there we go.
Alright, because the Browns are tough like me.
Oh, it comes through.
There we go. Alright.
Alright, who's
job,
coming?
either.
Come on over here. Who's gonna take one? Come on, Joel.
No,
Come on, buddy.
No.
Jonathan?
Jonathan, come on.
Alright, I'll do it.
Yeah, we
I
get
didn't
Corey
even.
up here.
I waited what, 5 minutes?
Caleb would be a good.
Caleb Corey.
I can't. I'm like shaking.
Put Caleb up for the challenge. No, my son that married the Hispanic girl, he's become a Mexican, so he eats all this spicy stuff.
Yeah. John's in it.
That wing looks good, but not with this. With
Johnny's
the
not
other
even
three
flinching.
sauces, maybe.
I'll take a bit. I'm getting some water.
It's hot.
The milk really helps.
He's cleaning the
Wow.
bones.
Is that the hot one?
What is
It
what
is.
is the milk in it that does it?
Maybe it's the buildup. Maybe
Is
it's
it
the
even hot?
combined
I think it
effect.
coats the cake, Jason.
It's hot, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, not too bad.
No, it's hot. There's nothing
Is
good
there
about
a
it.
building up of
Jonathan,
Yeah, builds up,
hotness?
yeah.
Does that matter?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would still place to it, yeah.
Jonathan's like, kind of.
He's cleaning
It's
it
up there.
off.
Yeah, he's cleaning
It's
it.
up
He's
there.
There's nothing left on that bone.
Alright, Pastor B. Say adios to the people at home. Alright. Just wave.
Bye.